Hello.
That is actually the opposite of what I'm wanting this channel to be.
Fight criticism with curiosity.
Most of my Christian friends didn't say very nice things about people from the LDS church, and I don't really like that. Hello, Saints. Welcome to this channel. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jeff, and I am a Christian pastor in the middle of the Bible Belt. And I have started this channel because I am on a quest to learn about all things LDS, Latter-day Saints, Mormon Church. And the reason why I'm on this quest is because about a year and a half ago, I took a trip out to Utah.
Daddy?
What? And for the first time was exposed to a context that seemed on one hand so similar to mine in the Bible Belt and yet so different at the same time, where it seemed like the church seemed to saturate an area, but it's a different church. Let me explain a little bit more.
One of the things that really inspired me to do this channel was a trip that I took to Utah. It seemed like every street I went down, I was seeing churches. And a friend of mine who's from Utah was explaining to me, well, those aren't just churches, those are LDS meeting houses. Those are Mormon churches. And I was thinking, wow, that is really similar to where I live, except instead of there being LDS meeting houses, they're just churches. I went on the tallest building in the town that I live in just to point out how many churches there are around me. Check this out.
You see, right here, for example, right across the street, that is a church. And right behind it, another church. And over here, oh yeah, another church. Let's see what else I can find. Here we go. Right there, a couple steeples. Those are churches. I know that this building right here used to be a church, but they built a newer one, so they're not there anymore. This building right here, that's a church. Even on the main street, it's really hard to see, but all the way at the end of the street right here is a church, and across from that is a church. And oh yeah, right here, I forgot. This is an old movie theater that was converted into, you guessed it, a church. See, the thing that's so interesting about that to me is that it's almost like Utah and Idaho and LDS country is just a different version of the Bible Belt, where faith is important and devotion is important and gathering together is important. But what I always try to do, especially whenever I'm in a context that's not familiar to me, is I try to fight criticism with curiosity. When someone is feeling the desire to be critical about something, it's because they feel that they have all the answers. They're operating from a posture that says, I know how things should go, and I'm looking down on someone because they don't. Curiosity does the opposite. Rather than saying, I've got all the answers, curiosity says, I have some questions. I want to learn more about this. And when you do that, that opens up opportunities not only for learning, but for relationship and for healthy dialogue. And that's what I'm hoping this channel does. That as we compare and contrast the differences between Bible Belt Christianity and LDS country Mormonism, that we can, with curiosity, get to know each other, build some relationships, and learn. So I recently watched a video online. It was a musical number from the Broadway musical Book of Mormon, and it was called Hello. And it was essentially all of these missionaries, or the elders, going from door to door, wanting to share the Mormon gospel, and as soon as they would say hello, people would slam the door in their face.
Hello. I would like to share with you this book of Jesus.
That is actually the opposite of what I'm wanting this channel to be, which is why I'm calling it Hello Saints. I'm wanting to open a dialogue between two different contexts, two different views on the Christian faith, two different views on Jesus and the Bible. And I want to understand, I want to have a conversation. And that kind of helps me kind of drive at, well, who is this channel for? Well, this channel is, in a sense, sort of for me because I'm learning and I want to take you on this journey with me. If your background or your context is the LDS faith, you might think it's a little bit fun for somebody who's not really familiar with that context to learn about it. And also, I'm hoping it might benefit you if you are from the LDS church or if you grew up in an LDS background, to hear a pastor's perspective of what you believe and why you believe it and how you practice it. while also giving you insight into what I believe and why I practice it. So call it sort of a reciprocal learning experience. Additionally, I'm wanting this channel to be for non-Mormon Christians, people of the Christian faith who don't really know what the LDS Church is or what Mormonism is all about. Because if I'm going to be honest, most of my Christian friends growing up didn't say very nice things about people from the LDS Church. And I don't really like that. I don't like the fact that our view of someone from a different religious context is to speak down about them or to figure out how to win arguments with them. Now, I get that there's going to be some things that will be interesting on this channel and other things that we're going to disagree about. But even where we disagree, I still think it's possible for us to disagree with dignity and with respect. And I'm really hoping that's what this channel does, not only for people from an LDS background, but also from a non-LDS Christian background, where you can learn about the LDS Church and understand why people of the LDS faith believe differently than us. Which leads me to the next question you might be wondering, and that is, what kind of content can you expect on this channel? Well, I'm actually going to be doing a lot of React content, though not exclusively. I'll be doing a lot of React content to a lot of the stuff that I see online that articulates LDS belief, culture, heritage, lifestyle, all those things. And the main objective is to compare and contrast. Here's where we're the same. Here's where we are different. The LDS Church actually puts out a ton of amazing information that is so clear and really well produced. And I want to watch some of that with you, and you can sort of get my take as a Christian pastor based on the information that's put out there. Also, different LDS influencers, people who are currently considering themselves of the Mormon faith, and others who might even say that they're post-Mormon. I want to give my reaction to some of that content. I'm also going to be going on field trips with you. I live about 2.5-3 hours from Nauvoo. And if you're not from an LDS context, you don't know what that means. But if you are, you know that that is a sacred place in the historic narrative of the LDS Church. I've never been there. I really have no idea what to expect. So I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna take you with me. And as I learn and as I observe, you're gonna see my reaction to that, how I'm understanding what unfolded, how it unfolded, to fill in the blanks of the story of the LDS Church, the LDS faith. I'm also gonna be taking field trips out to Utah. I have some friends out there. I'll be traveling out there a lot. Not only is it a beautiful part of the country, but I am absolutely fascinated with the LDS culture out there. And let me tell you why. And I really hope that this helps you understand that I am in no way, shape, or form, even though I come from a different context, I'm not wanting to stir up a spirit of contention. I absolutely adore and admire people of the LDS faith because they are about family, they are about serving, they are about devotion. And I have not met someone from the LDS Church or a practicing Mormon who I've ever had a negative encounter with. I think that you're beautiful people, quite frankly, which is all the more reason why I'd like to get to know you more and why I'm hoping you might find value in getting to know me. Other things I'm going to be doing, I'd like to go to church or meeting, I don't even know what it's called, on a Sunday morning at an LDS meeting house, word house, church. Not entirely sure what you call it. Now, there's only 2 meeting houses or wards where I live in the St. Louis area, but I'm gonna contact the bishop and say, hey, can I come to church one Sunday morning? And I'll let you know what it was like, especially because I know that LDS Church in the Bible Belt is probably even a little bit different than LDS Church in Utah or Idaho or somewhere in LDS country. At the end of the day, here's my number one hope, that as we get to know each other, that I'm able to not only have a better understanding through the vehicle of curiosity of who you are and what you're about and what you believe, but also you can hear from a pastor's perspective, what we agree on, what we don't agree on. I want you to be able to hear, most importantly, our understanding of who Jesus was, why he came, and what he promises people. I want us to be able to set all of that information on the table and to sort of go through it together and find an understanding that drives at one of the most important things of anybody, and that is what they believe, how they understand their existence, how they understand their creator, how they understand how they are saved. These are such important things, which is why I want to have these conversations. Eventually, I would love it if I'm doing like interviews, live streams, podcasts, but we'll get there. For now, it's gonna be on this YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Instagram right here. And I might be doing some TikToks and YouTube shorts and stuff like that, so just look out for it. I would also love it if you would consider being a monthly subscriber on Patreon, where you can get exclusive access to content that I'm creating and even have the opportunity to interact with me personally. But for now, I'm gonna be right here on this channel. So subscribe and like, join me in this journey. Let's get to know each other. Until next time, see you later, Saints. I have never been in one in my entire life, like ever. I wanna go in. Welcome to Utah. Coffee. LDS church members, I didn't know this until recently. They don't drink coffee. But Joseph made it to this window right here before he was shot and fell. I want to check out an LDS bookstore. LDS, Book of Mormon toys. So one question I have here is, what is Reformed Egyptian? Hello. I think I'm in the right spot.